Hello guys, and welcome to a new Division 2 video today by myself, Vulcan, and Attack Power.
Hey guys, always excited to be here.
In this video we have for you Game 2 of a best of 3 between Khers and Gonzo in the semi-final of the Division 1 Season 9 playoffs of the Steel Division 2 League. Today they are playing on Slutsk, and on our left in the red team playing on the allied side we have Gonzo using the 3rd Guards Tank Corps and the Maverick deployment type. And on our right in the blue team playing on the Axis side we have Khers using Panzerdivision Tatra and the Maverick deployment type. These are some spicy divisions. What do you think of these, Attack Power?
Yeah, these are fun. Khers, this is a great choice. Panzerdivision Tatra, really strong division. Has a lot of tools. Now, it has its weaknesses. Its AA is very meh. You know, the FAMO things are really not that good. They're 88s on wheels that die really easy. They can be a little bit lacking in 2K, so you know that could come back to bite them here on Slutsk. But overall, tons of good infantry. You know, lots of junk infantry that fill in the gaps, and you have solid infantry after that. All kinds of armor. It's got basically everything you could want. It's very solid. On the left here, 3rd Guards, a division that used to be the bottom of the barrel, you know, 6 months ago, but has gotten several indirect buffs from the ISU 152 buff to just some other general buffs to Soviet divisions and the DT machine guns and things like that. And this division on an opener map like Slutsk could do really well. It really can with all the IS2s and ISU 152s and all those kind of tools. It can really put up a good showing.
I mean, if you go even further back than 6 months, the 3rd Guards was actually the top dog division for like the first 2 years.
yeah. 2 years back, it was like the division, and then they nerfed it to the ground, like literally one of the worst divisions in the game for like a year, like a year and a half. Like no one even ever touched this division again, and finally they finally got it up to a place where it is once again playable. And I've seen some people use it, and there's certain divisions that have so much trouble with this division. Like Group Hartnick cannot beat third guard tank when it's played well. You just can't kill most of their stuff. So like, yeah, it's got some good niche roles for sure.
I think, like you mentioned, the ISU 152 buff, making them a lot cheaper, increasing their availability, was one of the main things that brought the 3rd Guards back into the fold here. And I'll be interested to see if Gonzo makes use of these, particularly if he manages to get good control of the hill. You can use one to cover the town. On the top side, of course, we've got this open ground, so he could make good use of that there. But let's have a quick look at what is going down. We have Gonzo with 3 Gavardia DP squads on the top side with the Tanko, Avto, and an OB. There's Sapari, following that up with the Emcha and the Valentine. Further down, we got Sapari Tankos heading to the center. We've got Razvedka Guards Tankos heading into the town. Onto the top hill, we've got 45 with the Panzerschreck, the Razvedka. It's going to be Tankos, Gavardia, the Avto, Konroti, and the Emcha Valentine combo again. Interesting to see the Valentines are very slow at the start. Then we have the side of Khers, plenty of Volkssturm, of course, on the top side. We got the Feldjäger there to make sure they're not falling back anytime soon. Aufkladder, Panzergrenz MG26 with the Marder 3. Further down, we've got Landesschützen Ost with SS Sturmgrenadier with the MG42, double Feldjäger there with the 231. That's a lot of troops heading into that top side with the 2 Marder 3 support. It looks like we're going to have a big clash there into the center town. Just 1 Panzergren with an MG34, and then on the bottom side, just Sturmpio, Sturmgrenadier with the Stug 3. So we're going to have to pay attention to this top side engagement. Feldjäger unloaded early for the 1,000 meter range sniper engagement onto the transports potentially. OB, will it get a shot off? Looks like it's going to be struggling to acquire a target. 231 getting some shots in, but Sherman losing its target just in time.
Yeah, I think Khers might get punished here for this single Panzergren in the town. It's not like Gonzo didn't send anything into the town. If he notices how much he threw up here. This is the thing with Tatra, though. All these troops are 15 points. You can really send a lot of troops out.
Yeah, he's opted for both the Volkssturm and the Landesschützen. Like, usually you'd see, like, one or the other, or, like, the Landesschützen in A.
One or the other.
Like Landesschützen in B, or Landesschützen or Volkssturm in B, or whatever. A combination. Landeschützen and Volksturm though in phase A, it definitely gives you a lot of ability to spread out, and this poor one, like Tanko's Tassaniki on the top side, gonna get chewed up here. This Sherman though can put in a lot of work on this bottom side. It's just got to be careful not to let it get killed by the Marder 3, because that will open up the floodgates on that top side if the Sherman goes down. Oh, IS-2 brought in though. Already.
Ooh, and this is the 1944 variant. So really the only thing in Tatra that can really kill this is the Pak 43 Krupp. That's about it. Now we do have a Jagdpanzer 4 coming in, which is a great weapon. It's basically invincible to the Sherman, but it's definitely not invincible to that IS-2.
Yeah, that IS-2 will just one-shot it at close range. And one-shot it at any range, but much more likely at close range due to accuracy. 231 actually goes down to the Guards DP PTRD, which is quite nice, and the Guards actually doing a good job on this bottom side of forcing back the Landeschützen Ost due to their disheartened trait, and the Feldjäger not really close enough to stop that from being an issue.
OB-25 versus the Marder 3 up here. I'm betting the OB kills this. Yep, there's a loader wounded. These OBs are so good at AT, like way better than they should be, in my opinion.
They just fire so fast that they get their accuracy up very quickly.
Boom, and there it goes.
Yeah, easy kill there. IG is going to return the favor, so the OB does go down, but that does definitely give a bit more security to the Valentine and the M4 there. The IS-2 is going to be able to arrive and hopefully stop these Volksturm pushing across the open, but he's going to want to get some infantry in the way of these Volksturm ASAP. I am a little worried that Gonzo may lack cards of guards in the early game because he's bringing in tankos to deal with this. But then again, because they're in transports, maybe he's looking to rush close.
Well, the other thing is too, he only gets one card of Gavardia DPs, so bringing them in A means there's no more DPs coming in this game. It's all going to be normal Gavardia, which are significantly worse than Gavardia DP. So that's going to matter as the game goes on.
Yeah, Marder 3 was acquiring the Emcher there for a second, but the 45mm AT gun coming in. This is a cheeky play here from Gonzo, because I think he's just going to plan to attack, move that forwards, get the shots onto the Marder 3 with the 45, and then push aggressively with the Sherman afterwards. But no movement in the town on the bottom side at the moment. Like, neither players... I'm surprised that Gonzo's not probing here, at least.
Yeah, I was literally just about to say that. I'm shocked that he's usually very strong at sensing these sort of things. Like, I mean, it's obvious that Khers has thrown a crap ton of stuff up north. He's got to be weak somewhere. It's got to be somewhere. It's not down on the hill here. He's got the Stug 3 that'll hold off anything down here. But yeah, it is very odd that he's done nothing.
More Landeschützen piling in the Panzer 38T to follow it up. We got ISU 152 coming up behind the IS-2 as well, which is actually going to be able to help cover off this ridge where the Feldjäger and IG are quite nicely. So that will definitely give Gonzo a bit more breathing room. 45mm not able to get the job done though, getting forced back by the Landeschützen. And now the Spalling crit from the Marder 3 does get a return hit. So 1 for 1 there on those hits. Both will die with the next shot. Looks like Khers going to be reinforcing the town a little bit now.
Yeah, probably a good play.
And this is where Gonzo has probably missed out massively. He's allowed Khers to bring in these reinforcements now, and it's going to definitely be much harder from this point forwards to gain ground elsewhere on the map that he could have already got.
Up north, Volksturm, I think, killed one of the transports of the Tankos, so nice kill there. And we see a Wurfrahmen coming in. And we also see that Khers has expanded his offense slightly south from this northern push to try to grab this hill as well, which once you grab this is actually quite difficult to get back into it from the red side. So it could be interesting if Khers can grab that.
Yeah, nice play though by Gonzo, did kill the Marder 3 with the Valentine. So now the M4 able to run down all these Landeschützen, just pins that first Landeschützen and he can just run down the rest. Although the Jagdpanzer moving into position here, IS-2 however getting very aggressive. I would be personally careful of a Panzerdivision hanging about, but we don't see anyone on the map.
we know your reputation against Panzerdivision.
Oh
hard
gosh, yeah, they are not my favorite unit.
I mean, he's not worried at all. He's going right. I mean, again, the issue is
he does have a Valentine right next to it, so I mean, he does have a recon tank.
Yeah, but this Wurfrahmen and the Pak 40 Krupp, I think it only comes in phase A, or I forget which phase it only comes in this division. but those are basically his only tools for killing these IS-2s, so it's definitely going to be a problem.
Landschützen going to be dealing with this happening. Looks like the Landschützen, one of them get forced back. The other squad actually might lose out as well because the
cover differential's too big.
Yeah, exactly, and the disheartened trait there really not helping out. Tenko's going to be taking care of another unit there at close range with the surrender, so he is managing to hold back the tide of disheartened infantry running forwards, and he's now got some more OBs to join this top side blob that he's got basically working here. But this Werflammen could really hit hard if he places it in the right area.
The IS-2's moving, though. I don't know. I don't think Gonzo could have possibly seen it, so I guess he's just moving because he knows to move.
Yeah, it probably just doesn't want to be overly aggressive at the moment because, you know, even a Pack 40 or something like that could easily chip away. But here comes the Pack 43 of Khers. He's going to be trying to get that into position, ready to deal with the IS-2 should it move forwards. Safely moving back, but the Sherman now, the damaged Sherman from the top side, now moving to support the mid. And Sturmgrenadier, they're going to get caught out in the open. Werflammen is firing away, but I don't think it's going to hit too much. Kills the Maxim, might kill the guard, might kill the Valentine, but it depends if another rocket lands nearby.
No, a little too far. Well, the MCHA kills the Panzer 38T on the hill there, so loss of that light armor definitely sucks. We see, it looks like Khers has basically abandoned his northern push. He's now going to take a more defensive stance there and has moved a whole bunch of Landschützen into the central town. He's going to try to push forward. I mean, if he catches these tankos at range, obviously they can't do anything, so that would be the most ideal thing to happen there. P2 in, these being recently significantly nerfed. Thank you, Eugen Gods. We love you. Thank you. So definitely a lot less dangerous now, and it goes down. Look at that. Never seen that before. But
well, they reduced the resilience, didn't they, of the PE2s? So flak filling there a lot more likely to get the damage on target, and does manage to do so. So nicely done.
Yay, dead PE2.
Big push coming in onto the town now. The Landesschützen, Volkssturm, SS Sturmgrenadier with the Battleführer. There's plenty of units here out putting the pressure on elsewhere. Since obviously Gonzo's done a good job of kind of cleaning up this topside mess, he has been forced to swing elsewhere.
Yeah, the Panzer IV here on the hill, the Jagdpanzer IV, excuse me, on the hill kills off that MCHA finally. So with that armor loss there, this Jagdpanzer IV is basically going to be the dominant thing in that central area for the time being. ISU-152 catching out the infantry up here in the town. It looks like Gonzo's breaking down those northern infantry, so that flag already lost there. He's just ground attacking into the middle of the town, so nice little play there.
Yep, getting them all pinned down. Tankos will move up, get that surrender. Volkssturm will die to the OB in the meantime.
Panzer Shrek in the town kills off that Panzer 38T, so another loss of those light tanks, and those Panzer 38Ts are fantastic. Not so much in this matchup, because again, third guard, you know, a lot more medium heavy armor, but against a lot of divisions, those things can be a serious pain in the butt.
Yeah, the third guard does rely a lot on these Shermans, and Shermans are probably the best medium armor unit in the game. Oh, that's a bit of a loss there, though. A couple of transports just suiciding straight into tankos. Does hit 2 Volkssturm down. Very fast indeed, but still plenty of numbers backing up this push, and those tankos revealing themselves will allow the Panzergrenz and Landesschützen to get shots on from range, although another Landesschützen getting surrendered as the Battleführer is too far away on the bottom side.
We do see one tanko go down, the other one's out of Molotovs, and once they run out of Molotovs, they're really not all that dangerous anymore. If we're being honest, they lose most of their potency once that goes down. IG-18 here trying to take out nothing at the moment. It's shooting at nothing.
Yeah, he doesn't have depression onto the OB-25. He did land a heat round, though, onto the MCHA, so that is damaged. Werflammen now coming in onto the idle IS-2. Let's see if Gonzo notices that coming in, but more Landesschützen, Volkssturm spam coming about towards the center of this map.
Ooh, Werflammen do land a nice hit on the IS-2. Let's see if it goes down. It might. Oh, it stays alive. Down south, the MCHA swung up and is now pushing back. Khers is pushed there, basically on its own, but Khers also pushing on the hill here too, seeing what he can find.
Yeah, so this M4 on the hill for Gonzo has done a good job of pinning down pretty much all of these infantry squads and forced them back. But in the meanwhile, Jagdpanzer 4 moved forwards in the middle hill and took out the M4 that was sitting on the T-junction there. So this is a very, like, sort of back and forth game. Obviously, a really nice initial push from Khers on the top side. Took a decent chunk of ground, now has been pushed out of that position. Great recovery from Gonzo. And now, with Khers trying to push elsewhere, Gonzo trying to react. And I would say that's the only problem that Gonzo currently has, is that he is playing reactive. But if he can get through this game without losing too many of his IS-2s and ISU-152s and those start building up, that can really start to be an issue. Jagdpanzer does take out the M4 on the hill.
But down south, the 45 mil killed off the Stug 3, so the armor support down south now gone. That Valentine 3, the toughest thing down there, now that is gone. Jagdpanzer 4 on the hill going after the OB, I think? Nope, it's trying to kill off this Panzerschreck before it gets any closer. This ISU-152, though, kills it off with a single shot. That's how I always feel that my opponent's ISU-152s are like. They never miss.
ISU-152 is a beast, especially these days. Since you get more availability, people often upvet them. So you can see in phase A here, Gonzo brings in one of the cards, 2 vet, and naturally 2 vet ISU-152 not only benefits from that rate of fire, but also accuracy. So those shots, when they land directly on target, do pop units very quickly.
Yeah. And the issue is, too, here, we see Khers deployed his Pack 43, but the IS-2 has shifted south, and he only gets 2 of these. Like, he has 2. That's it. So, you know, really what he needs is to kind of put one on this hill overlooking the town so that maybe he can pop this ISU-152, because that's really one of his only 2K things other than this Tiger E rolling in, but that's double vet, so he's only going to get 2 of those as well.
Yeah, and I think it's very easy for Gonzo to direct or indirect fire even the ISU-152s as soon as he's with the ISU-152s as soon as he spots the Pack 43s, and I don't think Gonzo's going to be like too neglectful of recon. Like, he still has the Valentine pretty close up in the middle. He obviously lost the Valentine on the top side, but he's got the Desviska up on the hill, so I think he's going to have things in position that can spot these Pack 43s before they become too much of a problem. The ISU-152 is just having a field day blasting these infantry on the hill.
Yeah, it's a shooting range. I will say we have the second Pack 43 coming in, and Khers he's positioning it extremely aggressively. He doesn't even have control of that hill, and he's thrown it up on that hill. I can't say I'm a big fan if he continues that positioning. OB-25 up north, catching out this Martyr 3M again. We saw how that turned out the last time. There's the first hit from the heat shell, which always seems to penetrate. And nope, the second one does miss, so now it's back to HE.
I mean, it can still get the HE kill because the Martyr 3...
Open top.
Yeah, it's open top. It's also just low on health, and every HE shell that lands directly on target will do 1 damage. So eventually that Martyr will die. It's only got like 1 health left at this point. I think 1 more HE round. Yep. Dead.
Down in the town, Jagdpanzer 38T Hetzer going after this OB-25. The OB-25 actually missed all its heat rounds, so the Hetzer can finish that thing off very nice. But there's now an ISU-2 in the town here as well. So we have 2 IS-2s and 3 ISU-152s. So Gonzo definitely leaning on those for the advantage here.
Yeah, both players in obviously phase B, and both mirror match Maverick set up here. So lots of points coming in, and Gonzo investing his into these ISU-152s. He can bring in 1 every tick easily with 115 points, and then he's using any spare points to bring in the extra ISU-1 or IS-2s, sorry, with the 1944s. This M2A1 going hard.
Yep, I'm watching it. It ties.
Volkssturm there, getting the job done with its Panzerfaust. Meanwhile, though, Khers is still making ground. His infantry pushing hard into the town. So he's going to be trying to find a flag to continue his advantage in this game so far. Khers with a strong ticket lead.
Yeah, and with these mirror matches, that can definitely be the difference here. Gonzo's got a long way to make up for his current, down flag. And he's building up his support weapon, he's building up his heavy armor, but in terms of frontline troops, There's still a crap ton of infantry for Khers all over. Look at it, just keep pouring in. He must have brought all 3 cards of these disheartened infantry.
Yeah, 2 Landesschützen cards and the Volkssturm card. The problem that I find Khers might have though is if he keeps sort of spamming them, he might actually end up running out, because it's very easy to run out of them because they are so cheap. So you get through them very quickly. And when you're bringing in like 6 like this, the availability is dropping off very, very fast.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's gonna go quick for sure. Where'd that other pack? Oh, he did reposition this pack 43. He's going onto the hill where I suggested originally that he should go with it. That's going to be key. He's got to be able to kill off at least 1 or 2 of these heavy pieces of armor. I don't know how else he's going to kill him.
Yeah, the Tiger might be able to make some plays at closer ranges, but the IS-2 only gets more scary at close range for a Tiger, because it has much better accuracy, obviously, at close range. Oh, IS-2 though, got a side shot.
And now the Tiger should have no chance anymore of penning this IS-2, but it did take 1 pen, so that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, because that just makes it vulnerable to like a Verflammen strike or something. Just 1 rocket on target now will kill that. So it's very nice. I would certainly trade a Jagdpanzer for a single side shot onto an IS-2. I would actually say that's a good trade. Verflammen coming in immediately, although not for the IS-2 on the bottom side, further up.
Will it get the kill? It takes out M2A1. Not exactly what you're looking for.
Not quite, not quite. Gonzo already moving that very, very quickly as soon as he saw it coming in.
I gotta tell you, I think that is the most, like, significant breath-holding moment in Steel Division 2 is a Verflammen strike trying to hit a heavy tank.
Yeah.
Just like, come on!
Pack 43.
Krupp gets a hit.
Yeah. Hits the ISU 152. Can it land a second shot? Oh, no. Hits the IS-2, but the IS-2 showing side armor. But no, I lost line of sight. Oh, what's going on? ISU 152, it misses. This is not good. He needs to get leadership next to that Pack 43 as soon as possible. M2A1 gets taken out instead. All of the heavy tanks surviving. This is the problem that Khers is going to have, because now what does Gonzo do? Like, he just fire position short of that Pack 43 with the ISU 152, or he brings in like a 3 P2s and just bombs the crap out of it. Just to make sure that that thing does not exist on the field anymore.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, this hill on the bottom side is looking really bad right now, though, for Gonzo. Complete loss of control temporarily. The guards coming in with the 50 cal half-tracks might be able to help mop this up a little bit. Like, if he can micro the 50 cal half-tracks so they aren't in line of sight of the Tiger, whilst continuing to pin the infantry, then they could be very, very effective in this situation, actually.
Oh, absolutely. Now, these Panzergrens do have Panzerfaust, so they're not completely defenseless. He can't just, like, whatever drive through all these things. And remember, these are Gavardia now, so, like, the Panzergrens are significantly stronger than these Gavardia at any sort of range that's not 100 meters or less.
Yep, and Schützen even getting the better of the guards there in the heavy cover. But yeah, where you see like the guards close range with the Panzergrens, the Panzergrens do suffer because of the double PPSH. Avto's getting caught out on the bottom side though, that's not ideal.
Now up north really quick, we do see Gonzo actually breaking down this northern position, killing off a Pack 40 here in a second, and this northern flag probably is going to fall to Gonzo there with a cheeky grab up there.
All it takes, though, for Khers to put 1 infantry squad in one of the trees further back, and it makes it difficult for Gonzo to actually control that for a long period of time.
Volkssturm take out that Valentine recon down south now as well. Tiger pushing up very aggressively, but there's not much to stop him other than the grenades of the Gavardia if he gets too close.
That's such a beautiful sight if you zoom in with the burning Valentine with the Tiger and the Volkssturm running down the road.
It's hot. I like it.
Cool.
And credit to Khers, he's holding this 14-10 and continues. He's got 15 minutes to kill off Gonzo here, and he's doing a pretty good job. Pack 40 now, just south of the town, going up against this IS-2. Not a great matchup, to be sure, because he's not in APCR range, so double Hetzer, though.
There is good penetration for a Pack 40 onto an ISU 152 at that range. So, I mean, he was just unlucky not to land any hits there.
Sirs and Pack 40s. They're going after it.
And this is interesting. He is committing to the engagement onto the IS-2.
There goes a Hetzer.
It's not obviously a good engagement at all.
Oh.
Because one shot from the IS-2 kills the Jagdpanzer, and the Jagdpanzer cannot penetrate an IS-2 at that range. So I feel like Khers there accidentally committing to that engagement, if anything. But this top side's opened up completely as the M2A1 half-track pushed through. Khers, I think, just got a bit sleepy there and didn't realize.
Burframen strike misses the IS-2 completely. Gonzo all over that micro. And these Gavardi are going to dig in the forest here and just be a pain. I mean, he's flipped it from a 14-10 for Khers to a 15-9 for a moment there. But down south, Khers clearing out the southern part of this hill now and capturing that flag. Tiger reigning supreme up here. Pack 37 now to try to kill the M2A1.
It's going to be good support, gets this light armor. Guards getting pinned temporarily. Is he going to jump forwards to Panzer guns? We'll have to wait and see. I think he's probably going to be more preoccupied about these half-tracks and stuff running. Is he going to capture the Opal Blitz? He does. Gonzo going to be taking that off Khers' hands in the center there. Reloading the 50 cal.
Oh my goodness. Wait, the Burframen's still alive. Okay. For a second I thought that died. Now, the Stuggy did kill it off, so that's a nice kill there.
The Stug's going to kill his own Opal Blitz there.
He's driving it deeper into the line. I love Khers flipping it all the way back to a 14-10 now. What a swing. If he can capture that flag, he'll grab the 15-9 here, but look at all these troops now for Gonzo up north going. He's making a big push here. There's nothing to stop him, except this flak filling.
Yeah, ISU 152 is currently just like fire positioning these buildings just to try and make way for the guards. But yeah, this is what Khers should have already had here. Is like as soon as his position on the hill was compromised on the very, very top, he could have just brought in a Landesschützen like he has in the open there, Landesschützen into this forest area with these Panzer 38s earlier on, and then it just stops that like little breakthrough that Gonzo has with the M2A1s. Obviously he's cleaned it up now and he's back to a 16-8, which is actually pretty significant. 6 minutes 50 seconds until Khers takes a victory here.
Blackberling wiping out these Gavardia. Man, it's easy to forget how deadly these things are to infantry. That was one burst, killed that Gavardia off.
Panzer 38T gonna be trying to block off this guard from making ground, but was that the ISU 152 just blapping a Panzer 38 on the top side?
Never miss.
Poor thing.
Can't miss, won't miss. IS-2 in the town is stressed out. I wonder what did that.
Yeah,
the pack 43. It's getting a line of sight here, I think. Nope, lost it. Getting it. Nope.
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't have line of sight on the IS-2 because of the building, but ISU 152 gonna be able to get that kill, and that is a very significant one. Where did the other Pack 43 go? Did that die on the top side? I think the ISU 152 that was fire positioning up here was killing that.
Yep, Emcha now killing off this flak-filling, which is bad because there's no other AA up here. If he opens up the sky to those P2s again, there's going to be a lot of trouble here for Khers. Gonzo flipping it all the way to a 13-11, but he's got a long way to tick down Khers here. 25 minutes left in this game.
Tiger's gone down inside the town. I think the IS-2 poked its head out and said goodbye, and the Jagdpanzer going down as well to the ISU 152. Oh, beautiful kills here. And now the HE round's going to be flying down that road with no contest whatsoever. And all that Gonzo needs to do is just house hop forwards and find his surrenders. But Khers still does have a really nice position on top of this hill. And I feel like on this map, this bottom side hill, because it is so like defensible with these buildings, can be an absolute nightmare for controlling the town. The only problem that Khers has is he doesn't really have anything to put there that will threaten the IS-2s and ISU 152s. There is 3 IS-2 1944s hanging about around this town with 2 ISU 152s at its back. Like, that is a serious amount of armor. If anything fires from the top of this hill, it's going to get flattened.
Well, the thing is, too, though, Khers doesn't have to do anything on the corner of the hill. I mean, he can't. There's nothing to do because, again, all that heavy armor is there. But the fact is, Gonzo really can't get back into here either. There's just too much AT. There's too much stuff. Wolframen firing again. Can it kill off any of this heavy armor?
Might hit this IS-2. Yep, there we go.
Oh, there finally goes one.
It was damaged. And Gonzo didn't move it in time this time around. So that's one down. 2 to go. On that bottom side.
Got a lot to go. Look at this cheeky Gavardia here pushing forward in its M2A1 half-track. Will it pin this Volkssturm before it gets killed? It will. Ooh, and now this Gavardia in striking distance of this Wolframen here. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O.
Nice micro there from Gonzo, unloading that card and getting the pin, then fast-moving the half-track up the road afterwards. Going to find the cap onto the flag just to stop the bleeding for a little bit. One thing that I feel like Khers could have done is this Jagdpanzer that's kind of like on the back side of the bottom hill right now. He could have maybe shifted it up into the back garden of one of these houses and just looked for cheeky side shots onto like the ISU-152s or IS-2 whenever they're like peeking forwards. That is like the sort of thing that I would expect him to do in order to try and break down some of this heavier armor, rather than rely almost solely on the Werfhammer, which is now being approached slowly but surely by that guards unit.
This would be a first. I don't know if I've ever seen a Gavardia kill, or really any infantry with an AT grenade killing a Werfhammer.
It might save itself with the MG34. That'd be quite amusing, to be honest.
And this thing, the Gavardia is he's gonna be very stressed out, so he might miss his grenade throw. That's very possible.
Oh, it's gonna be so clutch. He missed it. But the Werfhammer's too close, so it can't use its MG. Oh,
and Khers
it's tragic.
Noticed.
Oh, this is so tragic. Khers, reverse it. Reverse it.
Run.
Reverse. That's over. Werfhammer down. And this Opel Blitz munition truck there for nothing. That's real sad.
Oh, that is really bad. And now this Panzerdivision up north sneaking in to kill this Stug 3, which is kind of holding the line by itself, really. Not that it can't do much if it pokes its head out. That ISU-152 will probably insta-kill it because they never miss. Doesn't matter what range you're at. Panzer IV trying to kill off this Gavardia here in the town, out in the open there. Gonzo out of 14-10 though. Still got 20 minutes left in this game, and Gonzo's got a lot of flags to get back, or tickets, or whatever we call them.
Yeah, it's his tickets. Yeah, he's got to get those points back in his favor ASAP, because he's got... Oh, it's with 30 minutes left, or 20 minutes left-ish in the game. So we'll have to see if he can use that time efficiently, or if Khers can hold him off, because it's literally a defensive game now for Khers. Or Jagdpanzer on the hill, getting shot by the IS-2 on the bottom side there. That is pretty rough. PE2 now coming in. But yeah, as I was mentioning, the Khers losing the Werfhammer, if he's brought that early on, he's only got one of them, and it's dead now. The 2 Pak 43s are now dead. And so he really is running out of options to kill these heavier armored targets. The only real option now is like the Stug side shots, and like that is so situational.
Oh yeah, it's a stretch, and he's lost all his Hetzers too. I think they're all dead too. He lost his Jagdpanzer 4s. I mean, he's got no heavy armor left. He's got a Tiger down south, and again, you need the side shot love there. And his infantry are being broken down here in the town. It looks like he brought. I mean, I see a Panzer 3 here, which is kind of odd to see so late, but. He's also lost a number of Pak 40s, so it's not like I don't think he's sitting on a pile of those either. And truthfully, in my opinion, the real problem here is these ISU-152s. I mean, every single thing that's soft that gets in eyeballs of those things is like deleted immediately.
Yeah, the overall numerical superiority here for Gonzo is really starting to add up. I do think that Khers has kind of exhausted his infantry quite significantly at this point in the game.
Panzerdivision takes out the Stug 3 there on the hill. Panzer 3 holding off this MCHA a little bit there. I mean, and Gonzo's making an infantry push down south here, trying to get back up onto this hill. He may succeed. He has no armor support. If that Stuggy moves forward at all, he can stop those Gavardia. Those Sapperty will struggle against this wall of Landesschützen with their machine guns. Panzer 3 on the hill goes down the MCHA, so now that's all opened up again. Oof.
Yep. Panzer 38. It's interesting how Gonzo... So Gonzo has his automatic shoot at supply turned off. And Khers has it turned on. What do you prefer?
I have it shoot. How often do you actually get to capture that stuff? If I can kill it, that's way more valuable.
I'm the same. I'm the same. But nice kill here from the Pak 40. Does kill one of the ISU 152 on the top side.
That's pretty huge, actually. He needs that. Opens this up a little bit. Maybe he can actually fight back now a teeny bit in the open.
Yeah, we got the ISU 152 and IS2 combo driving up onto the hill now in the center. Although Pak 37 takes out
kills
one of
that
the MCHA. Yeah, very nice.
Up north, though, Gavardia catching out this Pak 40, and that's going to be a big loss there, because that Pak 40 was his 1750-meter range thing there that was holding stuff off. It does get away, maybe?
Yeah. One health AT, guns are the deadliest, so we've got to be keeping an eye on that one.
As you know so well.
Yeah, the guards might be able to hold on to that position quite easily, though. This is just a matter of timing. Like, Gonzo needs to find a 15-9 in order to win at this point. Because currently it is 26 minutes and 50 seconds left until Gonzo would win, but there's a 50-minute time limit, so he needs to... If he halves it right now, it would be like 13 minutes, which would be just enough time.
Well, he just has to get the flag to get past his own, like, flag. Like, his own tickets he has to get Khers' tickets down past his. So it would be really, really tight. If he stays on a single tick, it's going to be, like, to the wire down to it who wins this one. I think Gonzo would still win, but you can't say for sure at this point. If he double ticks, he'll definitely win, I think. Even, like, just enough to get it past, you know, Khers' flags.
So I think right now, obviously, we're on the 80 income, which is pretty much nothing. And both players are probably quite light on infantry at this point because of Maverick divisions and the fact that we saw Khers already spamming so much of his disheartened infantry. So I think this is what's kind of causing a little bit of delay here. That Sherman getting very aggressive against Panzer 38 on the top side, though. Gonzo not scared to throw those into the fire. I'm pretty sure it's probably because he just has plenty of armor still, maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure. I highly doubt MCHAs are the problem. He now has this 2 IS-2s are up north now. They've shifted from down south, so it looks like Gonzo's decided to bag the south here and just leave it as is and continue to press his advantage up north. Although there's only one more flag to capture up there. He's got everything else up here, so I'm not sure what his goal is there. Panzer IV goes down in the IS-2 because, you know, why would they miss at almost maximum range?
I feel like there's something to be explored here. So have you had a bad experience with these?
I find these Soviet big guns that have, 35% accuracy, landing their first shot 7 out of 10 times to be kind of bullcrap. I don't know. You don't get that same sense? Like, you never think that to yourself? Like, how do these ISU 152s and IS-2s...
naturally unlucky in Steel Division 2, so...
I am as well.
Like, okay, but I'm gonna definitely say that I'm more unlucky than you are. I think that's a given. There is so much evidence.
I mean, we both have plenty of streams now. We can we can score.
We're gonna have an unlucky off in the future.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, well, let's hop into a 10v10 and see who gets boned hardest by all this stupid crap.
How many 1% bounces can we have in a 4-game session?
Now, Stug 3 did just kill an ISU 152 on the hill here, so another big kill here for Khers. Now, he's in this 14-10 position, but if he can break down this heavy armor, his Stugs can definitely brawl with these remaining MCHAs. Oh, Jagdpanzer 4 dies. Ooh.
Yeah, I see at close range, not going to miss that shot. And
that one I understand. The max range ones that they land on the first shot, I'm calling crap. That is not happening 35% of the time. You know what I'm talking about, Vulcan. You know what I'm talking about.
I do. I kind of do. It depends.
P2 coming in down south, going to take out this MG34 here. Kind of open it up. If these Gavardi, this Stug 3 is kind of blind, so if this Gavardi just kind of suicides at him, he probably will get in there.
This like lack of AA on the bottom side now for Khers could really start. like bleeding out a bit.
I mean, Khers' complete lack of AA. There's none.
Yeah, there is none.
Bomb wherever he wants.
Exactly. These P2s are really going to start racking up some value. Another P2 coming in on top side with the recon there. It's going to allow Gonzo a little bit more room to maneuver because he'll know where these Panzer 3s and potentially where the Pak 40 is in that
Su-85 Su-85 versus Panzer 3. Panzer 3 bounces its first shot.
Oh,
does get a shooter knockout.
That's big. That is big because it means like the next shot. Oh, transmission destroyed.
No! Oh no!
It's even worse. Su-85 can no longer turn and takes the side shot to die. That is rough.
I mean, Khers is getting some lucky crits and things, but I'm not sure it's gonna be enough. We still have, well, he's still holding. If he can hold this single tick, it still feels like it's anyone's game.
This 45 mode just keeps re-aiming on the top side here against these Panzer 3s.
Yeah,
could have taken like 3 shots by now.
That's a glitch. I do see this happen from time to time. These AT guns get like glitched out, and it's honestly incredibly infuriating.
I wasn't sure if it was because he was giving it like specific targets, but guards do take out the Pak 40 there, so that's a pretty nice kill.
The 2 Panzergren MG26 is caught out on the road here. I'm shocked to see Khers wasting infantry like this, because, I mean, these guys don't have a lot of infantry, so to throw them out here and just get them killed is kind of bad.
I think at this rate, 14 to 10, Gonzo will just win.
Yeah, I think he'll just pass.
Like if it was like 50 minutes, he would be just past in tickets. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
I mean, does Khers? Let's see. I mean, we're back to a 13-11. If Khers can pull a 12-12, even for a minute or two, that would probably swing it.
Yeah, true. But I don't think Khers really has much left. he's bringing in the dregs of his division, whilst I think Gonzo still has plenty of meat on his bones. Not necessarily in reserve, but definitely on the field.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's still 2 IS-2s to kill. There's an ISU-152. Now, most of the ISUs have been killed off, which is a big deal, but you still have to deal with these IS-2s.
Oh, Ju-87 might get a cheeky IS-2 kill here, because this one's pretty damaged.
Shooter knockout now, too, for fun. No, wasn't as damaged as we thought. It is now, though.
Yeah, it is now. Another one would certainly do the trick. So he's going to have to potentially back off without or get some AA in ASAP. A couple of Emchers now coming in to support Sapoli onto the hill. So Gonzo looking for other ways to try and find some flags here, as he is not being as confident as I'd imagine him being. Because he does have the PE2 hanging about, which is giving him plenty of recon information. He's got the he's got the ISU-152s, he's got the IS-2s. Like, there's nothing that can really stop that.
Here comes the Ju-87 again. Here comes another. Well, this one might do it.
Stop it. Should do it. Yeah.
Oh, and there you go. Okay, so we're down to 1 heavy tank, 1 of each heavy tank, basically. P2 coming in again here, though. The more of these he builds up, the more and more devastating they'll become.
Absolutely. Although, I was going to say, that potentially sometimes the way that those spread, those bombs, can mean that they don't really hit the target very well. In this case, taking the Panzergun down to 2 health is nice, but Khers, if he can get that into the heavy cover, might be able to get close enough to Panzerschreck the M4, which would be very bad actually for guns on his top side, because he'd lose a lot of his medium armor capability there.
It is backing up, though. I mean, I actually think, my guess, and of course I should have just looked at the deck list before, but I have a strong feeling that Khers only brought in those 2 Flak-Verlings. Oh, there's a Flak 41. Just as I say it, just to make me look stupid. There's an 88.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised we haven't seen those earlier. But Stug 3 on the bottom side does get taken out by the 45mm AT gun, which is going to allow the guards to maybe push forwards a little bit, but this Tiger now revealing itself, and he's going to do plenty of damage. The Sapoli double M4 slowly but surely picking off Volkssturm, Landerschützen as they push forwards. So we are back to a 12-12 briefly, and now back to a 13-11. Panzergrens under fire on the top side hill.
Oh, Khers is driving up this Flak 41 way too far. Oh no, he's going to be in range of this Sherman if he doesn't... Okay, he does notice it. Oh, I was sweating there.
Now he's got it on return fire so that it doesn't fire its 50 cal at anything. And can the 88 find the second shot?
Oh, it doesn't.
Just got into light cover in time there.
Down south, the Volkssturm have been pushed out here. Tiger had to fall back.
Oh,
and now that
rear
flag
shot.
is down.
Rear shot for the 45 mil. The bounce off the ass.
Oh no.
It did land one. But I think it's
still firing.
The driver knock on the side.
Knockout.
No, the APCR shots are just gonna come in.
Comes P2's now gonna finish it off.
Oh, it's disgusting. It's just being absolutely wrecked.
Oh no! Oh, no, Tiger's dead.
I think the APCR of the 45 actually claimed the kill there.
Oh man.
Oh, that's very, very unfortunate. And now these M4s are potentially running over the spot side, but Khers getting sneaky with the Volkssturm.
Volkssturm, yeah. Can he get in range in time? Nope, he's out.
Oh, just in time.
Up north, the IS-2 has moved up to engage the 88. The 88 at this range cannot pen it. Actually, it really can't pen it at any range, unless it presents some side armor, and it probably won't. Now the ZSU M15 now finally there to protect it from this Ju-87 strike.
I am very surprised he didn't bring out one of those ASAP after the first Ju-87 came in, because he only needs one of them to stop those from being effective, because they are so slow.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is rough. I can see Khers fighting it. I understand why he hasn't scooped, because it's still, there's only 7 minutes left, and Gonzo still has a long way to go to get these flags down. Oh, there's the 15-9. That hurts.
15-9. That starts ticking much, much faster. And even if it was only a 1 tick right now, if you like half the bar, like that's where he would be, right? So, he would still have a tickets advantage at that point. Guards with the Landschützenast there, close range, double submachine gun versus a crappy submachine gun.
Panzer 3 up north got involved with this IS-2 trying to pick up a side shot, but unfortunately I don't think the angle is extreme enough for it to get the side shot.
I think it is,
front arm.
Right?
Is
it's definitely taking damage. I don't know, maybe is it just suppression over time that's causing it to take that suppression? I feel like the Panzer 3 is bouncing off the side armor and it's causing decent suppression.
Yeah. I mean, the side armor is still too heavy. It's only has 100 millimeters of pen, and the side armor is 110. So even with the side shot, the Panzer 3 ain't killing it. P2 Recon going after the Ju-87, but he decided to call that off. And Khers is just kind of collapsing down south. He's bringing 2 Panzer 3s. He's got some Panzer Grunts coming in. Oh, he did re-grab that flag in the center here, bring it back to a 1410. But this flak 88 is going to die down south, and then he's really screwed down there. Up north, sorry, not down south. Wrong way.
Yeah, IS-2 actually backing up from the engagement with Panzer 3. I think Khers here is living on like a 1% dream right now.
88's going to get killed by the P2. That's a little awkward.
Imagine being in AA and being killed by a bomber. Lol.
Yep, that's that's not the life there.
Actually, a very viable strategy if people use like artillery to pin down AA and then bomb the like AA afterwards. So it can be very, very effective. But yeah, we're still 14-10 now. Like the 15-9 was pretty killer in terms of tickets though. So Khers now, like he would need to push back and take flags, and he just doesn't have anything left.
Yeah, this ISU 152 in the middle is moving up. It's going to delete these infantry here along with these P2s. So then that flag will go back, and we should have a pretty secure 15-9 for Gonzo.
I like that Gonzo is strafing this Panzer 4 with the P2 like it's going to do anything. Separate against the MGs out in the open with no cover. Oh, the SVT is going to rip them apart. It's nasty. The infantry just not able to do anything. M4 on the bottom side deleting Panzerguns in the open as well. Like Khers forced into a really, really bad position. Although Pack 37 kills another Sherman on the top side.
Those things are great. I love these light AT guns like this. These can be so much value for their money.
Ju-87.
And the Ju-87,
Oh, oh, that's rough. That is. The Dushka from the ISU 152 managed to stop it in time. And now the Ju-87 might even go down.
Now he's got an HU-111 down south. Like, I would have called this in before I called in the Ju-87s at this point. I mean, especially once you saw the AA, just this is much more effective. It actually might bomb something. Now it's totally
yeah, but it's not going to really like kill a heavy tank if it gets a little bit suppressed, because the bombs spread out way too much. Ju-87 like precision strike onto those. That was really nice.
Yeah, we are now at a 16-8. We can see Gonzo does have the flag lead at this point. And with only 3 minutes left.
Looks like it's pretty curtains for Khers here, but he put up a fantastic fight. He had Gonzo on the ropes for quite a large amount of this early game, just really abusing the cheap infantry that he has to play with at the start there. I feel like Gonzo, though, great priority in bringing in the ISU 152s and the IS2s early on, so he can get as much value out of them throughout the game. And I'm pretty sure those ISU 152s are going to have huge kill lists onto the disheartened infantry of Khers.
Oh yeah, yeah, and you have to remember it's really ballsy to call in extremely expensive and heavy tanks like that when you're on the back foot. You know, because if they don't pan out, you just sunk 220 points into something that didn't really affect the game for you, and you're that much further behind them. So, like, you got to be confident that you're going to be able to get your value back out of those tanks when you're doing that.
Oh, bailout. Double Panzer 3L takes out the M4. Very nice indeed. Now the infantry of Khers is going to be able to move forwards without being sprayed down temporarily. Now,
he's got nothing up north.
Just watch a Panzergun take a shot from the M4 to the face and die, as soon as I said that.
Great job, Vulcan. that was your fault.
now dead completely in the open. But yeah, the trouble is, it's just like, obviously Khers no way back. Like, Gonzo still bringing in guards, still bringing in Shermans, got a new IS-2 on the field, bringing up some extra Valentines. Meanwhile, Khers, he's using 231s and the rest of his Panzergrunds to try and take back ground. The difference in sort of quality and the amount of infantry, or the amount of units on the field right now, is just so drastic.
Yeah, it's both players are basically out of stuff. You're scraping the bottom of the barrel here, but unfortunately for Khers, Gonzo's barrel has a couple of IS-2s down there, and probably still a handful of Emchas, and it looks like some Valentines and stuff, and you don't. That's the thing with Tatra. It's very good units, but it's not tons of very good units. You know, you only get 2 Krupps, you only get 2 Tigers, you only get 1 Verframen, you only get a lot of 1s and 2s of things, which can make it really tough. You only get 2 Flakverlings, you know, so it can be really tough to play a really long game with this division and keep your troop quality high.
I think you can, like, in balance, like, take them with higher availability, but it's just not very common to do so, because you want that early power with Tatra. Like, you need those heavier units to support your, like, light spam push.
Well, a lot of those units are actually phase locked. So, like, the Verframen is locked to phase A. Like, so you're only getting 1. I think the Tiger might be phase locked too, but I'm not, I think it's vet locked. I think that one's vet locked.
So as soon as it hit the 50 minutes there, Gonzo won the game due to tickets, and Khers just going to be ending the game. So, yeah, good game to Gonzo. Comes out with a positive KD, 5,010 kills to 3,670 losses. And that's going to take him 2-0 in the series, which means he is going to win the semi-final. So congratulations to Gonzo. We'll be moving on to play Incha in the final, while Khers will be moving to the 3rd place playoff to play against Onord.
Yeah, very exciting. Honestly, not as big of a KD, like, not as big of kill numbers as I was expecting, numerically, like, just number-wise. If we go over to the KDs here, there's an ISU. Wow, that ISU 152 killed a Hetzer and a Jagdpanzer, along with, you know, the laundry list of infantry. No crap there. ISU-152, another one, killed a whole bunch of light tanks. There's an IS-2 that killed two Hetzers, 2 Panzer IVs, a Stug 3, and a Pak 40. Okay, that's a list right there. This other IS-2 killed a Tiger, a Jagdpanzer, a Jagdpanzer 4, a Panzer. Oh my goodness gracious. I mean, it's not surprising. Obviously, these were like the key units of Gonzo's strategy. But wow, that's a lot of dead tanks.
Yeah, and that's the value that he needs to get out of them throughout the game, and he certainly found it. I think the kills overall look low because it's just the way that Tatra is, right? It looks like you're killing a lot, but the
15 points.
The average cost of a unit is very low. So when he's killing like 4 or 5 lander shits with one unit, it's 15 points a piece at the end of the day. But yeah, the IS2 for sure, like massively paying itself off, and the ISUs are supposed to clean up that sort of infantry spam anyway. That's exactly what they're there for.
Yeah, and if we look at Khers' kill list, he does, like, there's really not any units other... I mean, the Tiger E technically killed a bunch, but it was a lot of M2A1s, which are, 10 points a pop, so they're not exactly, you're not exactly paying yourself off there. A Hetzer did okay, but that was about it. Verframen killed an IS-2. He wasn't actually getting a lot of value out of his units. He was just throwing them at Gonzo.
Yeah, no value out of the units that mattered anyway. Like you are going to see a lot of his kill list be like this naturally, again due to the cheapness of his units. But this Verframen fired so many strikes that weren't affected. I think like the first strike he fired did like hit the mark, and did damage to the IS-2, but never managed to follow up to find the kill. And then like that one IS-2 going down is just not enough. You need to get more out of the Verframen in that situation, and the way it died, that was a little bit tragic.
Yeah, and the tough thing with the Verframen is it only has 200 meter range, so you do have to get up close, relatively speaking, for artillery. You need it to be up there. It can't be, in the back lines all safe and cozy. But you got to be paying attention to it then if you're going to be that close with it.
Yeah, it's such a vital part of dealing with the heavier units in this division.
And usually heavy tanks like an IS-2 don't actually point value-wise pay themselves off. And you're not often getting 200 points of kills out of an IS-2. But this game Gonzo did, and that makes it really hard. If your heavy tanks actually pay themselves off, then you're in a bad spot. Or you're in a very good spot, I should say. If you're Gonzo. So, I mean, good game to both players. Khers did really well. I mean, he had Gonzo on the ropes. He had 6 minutes left, and Gonzo was out. He just wasn't able to. He wasn't able to stop the red wave.
Yeah, I mean, Khers was so close. It really was. But unfortunately, Gonzo's experience here, I feel like in the long game, really coming to fruition. Nice use of his heavy armor for sure. Well, I guess we'll leave it here because it's been a crazy long cast, and so I'll leave you to do the honors.
Yeah, guys, don't forget, if you're still here, first off, you're an absolute Chad, champion stream, and you should drop a like and subscribe because you clearly enjoyed it. Otherwise, you wouldn't still be here. So please hit that like button, subscribe. Thanks a bunch, guys, for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day.
Goodbye.